Good evening, everyone. I'm Susan Tellem. I'm a partner in Tellem Worldwide. We're a public relations agency and have been doing healthcare and biotech for about 20 years. And I got interested in social media because the landscape in public relations has changed dramatically, and I think it's a very exciting time. We don't do things like we used to do them anymore. Press releases are becoming less and less relevant, and social media is really changing the landscape. And so I was really excited about putting the panel together and really have some of the greatest people here tonight to share their insights. What I'd like to do is ask each of the panelists to do a self-introduction, and when we're done, Ed, I wanted to play one quick video, which is the one that says social media on it. It's a little 3-minute thing that I watched 25 times in a row because it is so compelling. And it really gives you a lot of statistics and tells you how the social media landscape is changing every day. So with that, Sasha, did you get an introduction, or do you want to tell everybody how you got into social media and a little bit about your background? And by the way, we're recording, so if you could speak directly into the microphone, it would be great.
Haven't you heard me talk enough? Hi, everybody. My name is Sasha Strauss, and I'm the Managing Director at Innovation Protocol. We are a brand strategy consulting firm that exclusively serves innovators, and a professor at USC. And social media has been a part, since I've been a professor for as long as I have, social media has been a part of how I stay connected to every single graduate student I've ever had. And it's pretty amazing to have that army behind me.
I'm Mark Davidson. I'm a consultant, and for the last 2 years I've been helping people to master this thing called social media, what it means, what it's for, and how to get the best results from it, and providing strategy.
So good evening. I'm Jonathan Yusuka in Global Business Partnering at Celgene Corporation, a pharmaceutical company based in San Diego, headquartered in New Jersey. Previously, I was with Hoffman LaRoche and Roche Pharmaceuticals, where I was in charge of sharing information among the various areas of Roche, which include Chugai Pharmaceuticals, Genentech, et cetera. So I'll be talking primarily tonight about how information is shared within large corporations, especially related to bringing pharmaceuticals to market.
My name is William Gunn. I've been involved in social media in 2 ways that are relevant to people's experiences tonight. I've used it to promote myself and my professional resume. If you Google for William Gunn, I think the entire first page of hits. I've also used it to help out a company I started working for, and since I've been working for them, they've got 4-fold number of signups, and they've really increased their efforts in social media a lot more. So I think I can provide a little direct case study of what Sasha was mentioning, a company.
My name is Meredith Dow. I'm senior partner in a staffing firm based in San Diego called Proven. I run the scientific division, so basically, in a nutshell, I find jobs for scientists. I started out in the industry as a scientist myself. I was the head of immunoassay development department for a really small biotech company because I pretty much was the immunoassay development department for about 4 years for them. But my business card said head immunoassay development, and I've been in staffing for a little over 12 years, and I'm a self-professed LinkedIn junkie and have been using social media off and on for a couple of years now, and really saw the power of it because I'm to let everybody in this room know, I'm not embarrassed to say I'm a comic book geek. I've been collecting comic books for years, and really saw the power of social media this past year for the first time in July at the comic book convention, when Disney put a tweet out, told everybody follow our Twitter page, and found myself waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to find out when the Alice in Wonderland exhibit would open as part of the Comic-Con, and thought, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm awake at 4 in the morning looking at my BlackBerry, slept next to my BlackBerry for the first time since I bought my BlackBerry, and realized there's something to this, and have been using it, trying to use it really, really actively since then.
Well, Robert Hess, but Meredith, the iPhone is smoother, so if you roll over it on it, you know, at night, it doesn't have as... Anyway, so a Mac fan, but as the sheet shows, I'm a senior fellow at the Center for the Digital Future at the at the Annenberg School at USC, And what the center is doing, we're going into our 10th year now of looking at how people use the internet. And we describe this study as a look at the internet the way we should have looked at television when television first hit the society. So we started off in the US, we're now worldwide in 20-some countries, and so if you're interested in that data, you can find the summary data at the digitalcenter.org. But I'm also one of the co-founders of a company called TSG. We're a IT solutions provider and software developer. Prem Sundaram, there at the center table. Prem, raise your hand. He's the technical genius behind the firm. One of the things that, the reason I'm here, I guess, is we got involved in working with social media in the Department of Defense about 4 years ago on a project to explore the possibilities of using social media to diffuse terrorism around the world. And don't have time to talk about that tonight, but it's a very interesting thing, and we'd be happy to chat later. I want to thank everybody here because I owe my life to your industry. I'm a prostate cancer survivor, okay, 5.5 years ago, and it was somebody in this industry that developed that thing called the PSA test, okay, and the free PSA test, and that's the reason that I'm here today. And we're also going to talk a little bit about how we're using social media to support the efforts of my nonprofit, which is called the Prostate Cancer Awareness Project.
So that brings us to the panel and some questions I'll just get us started, and then I'd love to hear from the audience with your questions. We're talking about life sciences, and it's a big leap, in a sense, for life science companies to get involved in social media because they tend to be very close on their products and their research. And so what do you think is the best approach for a life science company who wants to get into social media? What's the baby steps that they should take? And why don't we start with Sasha first and go down the line?
Just as I noted in the speech, 75% of the tools in social media are for purely listening's sake. And if you are going to be launching into a category trying to change what your consumer believes is the appropriate practice for their condition, you need to know what they're thinking about. And social media provides the optimal tool to just listen and not even interact at that point.
I think that if you have an interest in something, you have knowledge in something, social media gives you a great opportunity to take what you know and share it with other people and find people who are out there who you would otherwise have never met. Trade information, find and discover people that share interests that you share, are working towards technologies that you're working towards, have similar ideas to your ideas. This is a great opportunity to connect with people who we may otherwise have never met and open up connections, create friendships, collaborate.
So I'd say in a pharmaceutical context, pharmaceutical companies really care about and compete over two factors: what is going on with patients and how to recruit the best talent. And so social media strategies, it's really a tactic behind a strategy, are what is going on with patient populations. So what are they advocating for? And secondly, what is going on within research communities and how to access the best talent and bring it into a company?
So a common theme with social media is the idea of disintermediation. And what that means is that whereas previously all the consumer saw was what the public relations department or the media department put out from a company, now you have the chance and the opportunity to provide a real face on the company, a human face, and in turn, you get real, honest feedback back. I think that's invaluable.
Yeah, exactly. And I think my recommendation, I don't have much to add, would be to start small and kind of sit down and figure out what it is that you want to convey, what the audience is that you want to try to reach, and figure out what the best medium is. I mean, from a recruiting standpoint, that's kind of why I'm here, is representing the job seeker and recruiting population, because that's what we use it for. Is we wanted to figure out, you know, what the audience was that we wanted to target, and just started small with Twitter, LinkedIn pages, developing those, really digging in and figuring out, you know, who did we want to target. And that's kind of how we started, was just defining our brand, defining our audience, and then moving out from there.